Hey guys, Ben here with If Nutrition, and in today's video I'm going to be talking all about getting in shape at 40. Now this is still going to apply if you're in your 30s or 40 or even beyond, because yes, there are a few changes as we get older that happen to us that affects our ability to get and stay in shape. But really, when we break it down, there's only two. I'm going to cover them in this video. I'm going to explain what you can do to kind of get around it or do your best to counteract it. So the two big factors that can add up to one big effect on our overall body composition are a slowing of our metabolism and also the reduction in our testosterone levels. And these two naturally occurring changes can unfortunately add up to a reduction in our overall muscle mass and an increase in our overall body fat. And these are both things that we don't really want to be happening. Therefore, if you continue to eat and exercise the way that you always did, you're going to find that you start going backwards. Basically, we can't continue to do the things that we always did to stay where we were. We've basically got to ramp things up, and we've got to work harder to keep or get what we would have done in our kind of teens and 20s. Okay, so before we get into it, I'd love to know, how old are you watching this video? Drop your age into the comments below and let's get into the video. So as we've covered, testosterone levels start to drop as we get older, and this is around 1% a year after the age of 30. So you could see that between 30 and 40, that can already drop by 10% just in a matter of 10 years, and we're not even talking about getting to 50 or 60 yet. So as you can see, you've got to work considerably harder as those years go on, which can make it difficult, but it's not impossible, and we can kind of do certain things to kind of try and get around it as much as we can, keep our testosterone production as high as we possibly can. So we can use supplements to try and help counteract some of these effects. So we know that aging muscle is less sensitive to anabolic stimulus. So basically when we work out, our body is going to be less reluctant to rebuild new skeletal muscle. So we need to make sure that we increase the quantities of essential amino acids that are in the protein to basically make sure that the body is working at its best to repair and rebuild that muscle. So this is where we increase our protein, but it also becomes really important that we look at making sure we are getting the right amounts of leucine. I cover that in a separate video, so I will link that in the description below if you want to check that out. But it's really important to make sure that we've got the right amount of dietary protein in our body and the right amount of leucine, so that we can basically signal mTOR and we can basically rebuild new skeletal muscle. And like I say, the older we get, the less sensitive we become to that stimulus. So we need to make sure that we keep increasing our protein levels to make sure that we are encouraging our body to basically maintain and create new lean muscle mass. The other thing that we can do is supplement with vitamin D. We obviously get this from the sunlight, but depending on where you live, most people do not get enough vitamin D. So if you are low, you should consider supplementing, because we know that if we are deficient in vitamin D, this really can affect our testosterone production, which again, we don't want. And the other thing that we can add in is some good old-fashioned fish oils and omega-3s, because this will really help our joints, especially as we're getting older. We really kind of want to take care of them. So the next thing we can do is make sure that we warm up properly. We obviously want to prevent as many injuries as possible. As we get older, we are more prone to that. We are not going to get away with the same thing that we got away with in our teens and our 20s. So going in, skipping that workout and banging in a hard set and getting away with it, you know, you are going to come a cropper at some point. You know, you are going to want to make sure you take the time to warm up more. I like to do a lot of banded stretches before I work out, especially things like AC joints and things like that. You want to make sure that you are basically getting a banded workout, not going straight into a heavy set, making sure you warm up into your heavy sets, because we basically want to warm everything up, get it nice and good before we start risking going in with heavy sets, because if we hit an injury, then it's going to take us longer to recover, and that is going to then set us back, and we don't want that. So you want to make sure that you are protecting things like your elbows and your shoulders, like all of your joints, making sure that you are using proper techniques, not just trying to keep up with the 20-year-olds and just banging in as heavy weight as you can and skipping the workouts. Don't do that. you will come a cropper. Make sure you're warming up properly. And also do not skip the cool down as well. Make sure you go through that. Yes, it adds a little bit of time to the beginning and end of your workout, but I know that I was suffering with AC joint issues for a while. I had to have an injection, I had to take time off. It killed my gains. It really pissed me off, quite honestly, but I had to go through that. Now I do a lot of banded exercises on my rotator cuff and AC joint before I warm up, and now I kind of keep everything at bay. But because I've had that injury, because I've caused that problem in the start, there's always going to be a little bit of a weakness there, and it's something that I always watch out for. So if you haven't had any of those injuries, then make sure that you are warming up and cooling down properly so that you can hopefully avoid those, because it will really stunt your progress. Next, we're going to move on to sleep. Sleep is a massive thing. Again, I've done another video on this and the benefits of sleep. As we get older, sleep is just as important as it was. We need sleep to basically reset ourselves, make sure that our bodies are recovering, everything is kind of getting enough rest, that we're not overtraining. You know, basically sleep is really important. Do not skip it. If you want more on sleep, check out the other video. But it is one of the really simple things that you can do to kind of make sure that you are in a good place, especially if you are trying to kind of build muscle, maximize those gains, or even if you are in it for weight loss. You know, sleep factors into all of this more than what most people give it credit for. So if you do want to learn a bit more about how sleep affects muscle gain or fat loss, then check out that video. Again, I will put that in the cards for you. And the final thing that I would say is take pain seriously. Do not train through it. If you start getting niggles, back it off. Make sure that you're warming up into your set and cooling down. Like I say, if things keep progressing, then you need to go to the physio, go to your chiropractor, go to your GP, whoever it is, you need to get checked out and make sure that something bad isn't lurking there. A lot of the time, whenever I've had niggles, I'll be in the gym, I'll ask somebody just to check my form, to check what I'm doing, and I'll find that there's a bit like a bad habit that's crept in there, and it might be that I'm dropping my shoulder too, whatever it is that I'm doing on that particular exercise, and lo and behold, as soon as I back off the weight, I correct the form and start stepping back into it, I'm not getting any pain. So don't be tempted to just try and push through the pain. You know, like when you were younger and it just kind of goes away, you know, you end up creating a real big problem. I know I spoke about my AC joint earlier. That's exactly what I did. I thought I could train through it. I made it a lot worse. And long and short of it is, I ended up with about 4 or 5 months that I couldn't train properly, and it was a really bad time. So do not fall foul of that. Make sure that if you have got any aches or pains, that you are getting that checked out. So there it is. As you can see, it is not impossible to get in shape, stay in shape, to get fit, whatever it is, no matter how old you are. Yes, it does get harder. Yes, the cards kind of start getting stacked a little bit, you know, against you, but it is still very much possible, and it's still very much worth it. For the health implications, you know, I wasn't always in this shape. I was in a really bad way probably about 4 years ago. You know, I had health issues. I was overweight. I drank, I smoked, I ate a load of crap. You know, I literally couldn't get any worse than what I was. And I've basically turned that all around in about 4 years. And I feel better than I did in my early 20s now at 40 years old. So it really doesn't matter how old you are, you can kind of change it. You just can't expect to do what you were doing in your teens and 20s and still be in the same place you were then. So I hope you've enjoyed that video. If you are new here and you want more content just like this, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell. If you've liked this video, make sure you smash the like button, and I will see you in the next video.